So challenge number 22 comes to us from Katrina, and Katrina has dared Sarah Jane to reenact her favorite children's story. Sarah Jane has enlisted a few of her siblings to help her out with this task, and for those of you Barbie fans out there, you may recognize the tale. So thank you very much, Katrina, for your donation.
Once upon a time, in a land far away, there were born 2 baby girls at the same time. And these baby girls would be so much alike, they would even look like each other. The only problem is they were born to 2 different parents. One was born as a princess, and she was taken care of well. She had only the finest, the greatest lessons, and the prettiest dresses. The other, her name was Erica, and she was born to a poor family who were afraid that they wouldn't have the money to feed her. And unfortunately, they had to borrow the money. And that money wasn't caused that Erica, as she grew older, would have to work for Madame Carp as a seamstress without any pay to pay off the debt so her parents could feed her. And these girls, though they had 2 different worlds, looked very much alike. But most of all, the similarities was the goodness of their heart. And this is where our story begins.
Oh, we're late. We have 20, maximum 22 minutes for your royal fitting. And then it's move to your speech at the Historical Society. After that, we have to rush, and I mean rush, to the Horticultural Society tea. And then there's your math lessons, your geography lessons, your science lessons.
All my life I've always wanted to have one day just for me. Nothing to do and for once nowhere I need to be. With no lessons, lords, or lunches, or to-do list in the way. No one to say when to eat or read or leave or stay. That would be the day. All my life I've always wanted to have one day for myself. Not waking up with a pile of work on every shelf. With no hems in need of pressing and no sleeves in disarray. No wedding gown with 1,000 stitches to crochet. And no debt to pay.
Madam Carp, what do you think I'm running here? A cabaret?
I would have said a debtor's prison.
Keep laughing. You'll be working for me for another 37 years.
But I've already paid off more than half.
But there's an interest, isn't there? Your parents should have thought of that before they borrowed so much.
They did it to feed me.
Their mistake.
What would it be like to be? What would it be like to be free? Free to try crazy things. Free from endless IOUs. Free to fly. Free to sing. And marry whom I choose.
I'm so sorry, my darling, but as you know, it is vital you marry King Dominic. It is the only way to take care of our people.
I know. It's my duty.
Oh, and look, another engagement gift.
You would think that I'm so lucky that I have so many things. I'm realizing that every present comes with strings. Though I know I have so little, my determination strong. People will gather around the world to hear my song. Can I come along? Now I fear I'll never be. Soon I will forever be free. I close my eyes.
Princess Annalise and Erica tried to do the right thing, as Princess Annalise dreaded getting married to the King of Dominic. But that was the only way that her mom, the Queen, seemed it was possible for them to save their kingdom, for unfortunately they had gone bankrupt. And Erica did her best to work hard for the seamstress, night and day, to honor her parents' promise. But unfortunately, the Queen didn't know that she had been deceived by her royal advisor Preminger, who had actually been the reason the kingdom had gone bankrupt in the first place, and had taken all the gold in hoping that he could somehow get the crown. But soon he would find out the Queen's plan to have Princess Annalise marry the King Dominic, and Preminger would have to find a different way to take over the throne.
Little problem, boss.
Prince, boss, to you.
Right. The Queen decided to marry off to the King of Senior. Next week.
What? Making a decision without me? Who does she think she is?
Oh, the Queen?
You simpering simpleton!
Well, she is the Queen. She's got a crown and a scepter and sits in her big fancy chair. And always
Silencio! No! I won't let go! This peasant's son will turn and run because the reckless royal chose another move! It's a temporary setback. It's a momentary loss. But conveniently, my ego doesn't bruise. And the moment that I get back, I will show them who's the boss. You can bet your bullion there'll be no I do's. Yes, suppose the girl goes missing, so the king says au revoir. Then I find her, bring her back, and make the news. Then the queen will be so grateful that you'll pledge the girl to moi. And I'll humbly tell her, how could I refuse?
Yeah.
The ceremony's over. I rise and take the throne, and that nitwit Annalise can kiss my shoes. For the kingdom and the castle will be mine and mine alone. If the crown should win, then how can I refuse? So get ready with the roses and stand by with the champagne. When you've got a brilliant plan, you never lose. Yes, before the capital slowly bigger Solomon. It's a big shopper. How can I refuse? How can
Seraphina? Where are you, girl? Seraphina! Seraphina? Seraphina! Where am I? Oh! Wait! Let me out! Let me out! Let me... Hello? This is Princess Annalise. Once the Queen and all the servants found out that Princess Annalise was missing, Julian, Princess Annalise's tutor, was rather suspicious of the notes that Princess Annalise left that she had run away. After watching Preminger closely, Julian was also suspicious of him, but he couldn't be for sure, for he was just the tutor, and Preminger was the royal advisor. So he had to make out for sure whether he had taken the princess or not, and he needed someone to take Annalise's place.
You'll find your wings.
Hey! You look like the princess. I need your help. Come with me.
Okay,
Do you have that dress on yet?
Yes, but I think the princess is a little bit taller than me.
Nah.
Now remember, no nagging, bragging, sweating, fretting, slipping, tripping, slurping, burping, twittering, or frittering allowed. Stay present, stay pleasant, stay proud. To be a princess is to know which spoon to use. To be a princess is 1,000 pairs of shoes. To maintain a regal gait, leave the parsley on your plate, and be charming but detached and yet amused. To be a princess is to never be confused. Do a plie and never fall. Don't ever stray from protocol. All through the day there's just one way you must behave. keep a grip and never crack. Stiff upper lip and arch the back. Bend from above and always wear your gloves and wave. Shoulders back and tummy in and pinky out and lift the chin and slowly turn the head from side to side.
I see now.
Breathing gently, stepping lightly, smile brightly, nod politely. Never show a thing you feel inside. Glide. To be a princess is to always look your best. To be a princess is to never get to rest. Sit for a portrait, never squirm. Sleep on a mattress, extra firm. Speak and be clever, never at a loss for words. Curtsy to every count and lord. Learn how to play the harpsichord. Sing lullabies and always harmonize in thirds, thirds, thirds. And she has beautiful eyes. Your spirits rise when she walks in the room.
I see.
Doors close and the chemistry grows. She's like a rose that's forever in bloom. Do a plie and don't.
Ever fall.
Never show dismay.
And be there when people call.
Be prepared whatever royal life will bring. Do keep a grip and don't.
Ever crack.
Take a dainty sip.
Never turn your back.
There's a time and place and way for everything. To be a princess is to never make your bed. To be a princess is to always use your head.
Well, if there's no princess, there must be no wedding. I guess I'll just go home.
Presenting Princess Annalise!
Princess Annalise,
King Dominic.
you don't look anything like your painting in the throne room.
That is because when I ran away, I cut off my hair and I dyed it brown and tried to make myself look like a peasant forever.
I see.
As Erica did her best to try to be the princess, Julian went to go and see if Preminger had been hiding the princess or if he could find her, just to make sure and give them some time. King Dominic was rather pleased with Erica, but he didn't realize that it was Erica, and he was starting to fall in love with the pauper instead of the princess.
Who can say where we'll go? Together, promise what will be. Shall always be. I'll stay by your side if you love me for me. If you love me for me.
Julian discovered that it was Preminger who had stolen the princess. But Julian was unable to get to the princess. They had taken him and taken him to the mind, and they'd tied him up there and kept him far away from the castle to keep him from letting the queen know of his dark plan to take over the crown.
Where's Julian? He's gone? And I don't know if I can do this by myself. Like, he's the... Sasha, do you understand me? Like, I don't know how to be a princess. And the actual princess is still gone. I can't be a princess. And I just can't. And I think I'm falling in love with the king crying for me.
Well, Erica was able to convince everybody else that she was Princess Annalise. Preminger at first thought so too, but then he realized she never mentioned that she had been taken away. She just said she had ran away, and she agreed with the letter that he actually wrote and left as if it was Princess Annalise. So he took his suspicion, and that's when he went to find out that his guard did not do a very good job of keeping the princess locked up.
King Dominic is going to be there.
There's gotta be a way to get out of here. Maybe it wasn't even locked. Princess Annalise may have fooled the guard, but unfortunately she didn't fool Preminger. He found her as she ran back to the castle. But before she could get there, he took her to the mine, tied her up with Julian, and locked them in for the rocks to fall on them. And he said he was going to offer to marry the queen, for he had riches, so he could be the king.
Ha ha! Wasn't that sunset beautiful?
Imposter!
What?
You are not the princess!
How do you know?
How do I know? Her and Julian have been scheming to take the kingdom's wealth this whole time.
That's not true!
Have you seen Julian today?
No. Have I ever met Julian?
I had my men scour the mine, because we believe that's where they finished the real princess off.
That's not true! It.
All they found was the princess's ring.
My ring! I must have lost it to my trip to the mine
the
other day.
If you still don't believe me, check her shoulder for the royal birthmark.
What is the royal birthmark?
It's the thing that the princess has. You're coming with me!
No! Julie and I were just trying to help the princess!
Something's fishy about that man. Should go speak to the pauper.
King Dominic, in love with Erica, but also trusting the sincerity of her heart, and not the sincerity of Preminger, disguised himself and went in to rescue Erica from prison. As Julian and Princess Annalise were trapped in the mine, she discovered a very precious gem, and she knew that she could save the kingdom, and she wouldn't have to marry King Dominic after all. But first, they had to figure a way out. They put their minds together, and with their wit, they escaped from the mine and went to go and stop the wedding between Preminger and the queen.
What? You guys are alive?
I'm alive! They tried to trap us in the mine.
But we escaped!
We got out. So, it was Preminger! Everybody, did you hear that? It was Preminger! She wasn't trying to get me at all! They were trying to save me! I'm the real princess! See? I have the birthmark. And we found in the mine our gems! I don't have to marry the king anymore! Julian, I want to marry you!
Will you marry me then?
Yes!
I'm just like you. I think that's true. You're just like me. Yes, I can see. We take responsibility. We carry through. Do what we need to do. Yes, I am a girl like you. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You're just like me. You're just like me. It's something anyone can see. A heart that beats. A voice that speaks the truth. Yes, I